What if I told you that an AI powered insurance company is handling claims in 15 minutes and barely using human adjusters? Meet Lemonade. I'm Conticia. Welcome to Beyond the Claim, Unfiltered Insurance and Adjuster Talk. We're going to dive right in, okay? Who is Lemonade? Now, I heard of Lemonade maybe about a year and a half ago. My son was moving out, getting his own place, and he was looking for renter's insurance. And he went online and he told me about a company named Lemonade that had a competitive rate. But I cannot say if he actually went with them or not. But I do know that that was an option for him with Lemonade. Now, Lemonade was founded, according to my research, two tech people or two tech men, okay? And they decided that, they have this technology and they wanted to get into an industry that they can sort of disrupt. So they went and was looking at different industries, and they so happened to see the insurance industry. And they saw that the insurance industry was pretty much taken over maybe by four main carriers. And so they decided those main carriers together are probably 100 years old. They're probably behind in technology. Let's dive into this industry and redo everything with our AI and behavioral economics. That's what this company is using. They were founded in 2015 as an insurtech company. Now, their mission is to replace bureaucracy and reduce the cost through machine learning and automation. Now, when I hear of replacing bureaucracy, that's pretty much to me getting the red tape out the way, getting the middle people out the way, pretty much like agents, because this company don't use agents. There's no agents involved. You go directly through their bot, and their bot is writing your policy. It's putting together, taking your premium payment. It's explaining what your coverage is. So pretty much they've taken the agents out of the way. So that's that's another area that they have attacked. Also, the current coverages that they do have will be renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, pet insurance, and life insurance, term life insurance. I'll put it that. Now, when I see those areas, they don't have auto insurance, but they do have the renter's home, pet, term life. And I'm saying to myself, well, how can their bot handle these claims in 15 minutes? What claims are he handling in 15 minutes? So I look and say, okay, I can see pet insurance. Maybe you got to submit your bill and then it gives you a reimbursement. I'm not quite sure exactly how pet insurance go, but and I don't want to know because I don't want a pet. But I can see Jim, that's their bot name, handling that. Term life insurance, which I've had experience with that recently with the death of my mother. Just submitting the paperwork, and most of the time the funeral home do all that paperwork for you. So I can even see Jim handling that. Now, the renters and homeowners insurance, that's where it's going to get tricky, because according to what I have here, Jim processes these claims and also is programmed to detect fraud. Jim reportedly is handling 90% of their claims, with humans only stepping in for complex cases or potential fraud. So if Jim is handling 90% of their claims, I'm just going to do the math and say, okay, well, 10% of their claims are homeowners insurance and renters insurance. And sometimes it may get a little complex with the renters insurance, because you may have to house them at ALE, additional living expenses, if the policy covers that. I don't know how far Jim can go and schedule housing for them. I'm not all the way sure about if Jim have that capability. I looked it up, but it really wouldn't tell me exactly what claims Jim is handling. But he's doing 90% of their claims. Now, with that being said, you leave the homeowners. So if Jim is taking up 90% of their claims and leaving homeowners and renters for humans to take care of, that can definitely reduce the need for adjusters. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. When I'm looking at this, and we know that AI technology is going to get better and better and better. I think we're just now touching the surface with it. So right now, me personally, Jim has reduced the need for adjusters. Now, also, I was really trying to figure out, okay, so well, what is their process? They go into their app, they file the claim through the app. Jim asks them for photos, videos, because they know they got to upload their photos or videos. They got to fill out the claim. And then Jim scans that claim, go through his fraud detection, and issue them a check within 15 minutes. Some people even said they had a check within 5 minutes. Yeah. And I also looked up the customer experience to see, okay, well, let me see what their customer experience is like. And according to what I saw, it was quick, it was seamless, it was efficient. But is that too good to be true? You know it is. So, of course, I went a little bit further because I really want to know, okay, what are these real reviews? Did they have any complaints? Of course, there were complaints. In insurance, there's going to be complaints because that Jim is not approving all these claims, and it's going to have to go to a human person because a lot of these claims, more than likely, Jim has detected some type of fraud or they're complex, like the homeowners. I did not really see any case where Jim handled any homeowner claims. All of the cases I saw, it was a person handling the homeowner's claims, not Jim. I also saw where Jim did handle some of the renter's claims, but even the renter's claims was handled by a person because in the reviews they were talking about who they spoke with. They didn't say Jim. They gave an actual name of the person they spoke with. Now, one policyholder did say that he filed his claim. I think it was a homeowner's claim, and they went through the process. He said it was a little bit more lengthier than what he thought it was going to be, but they did eventually pay out. Also, maybe a month later, he had gotten a call or email stating that they could no longer insure him due to their policies. And so I sort of laughed a little bit because I said that's no different than regular insurance carriers, because that happens. You'll get a letter here and there of an insurance carrier telling you they cannot cover you anymore. You have to find some other insurance. You're high risk. Maybe you're in a high risk area. That happens. And I even remember that I had a case one time or a claim one time. The policyholder was given the letter to let them know that the insurance company was no longer covering them and let him know when the policy was going to end. He came into the office and paid his premium for the new policy. The agent who took the payment did not pay attention to it, took the payment, and I guess gave him his policy paperwork, even though the system had in there that this policy is not to be renewed. And lo and behold, a week later, it was not caught in time. A week later, there was a huge storm came through, and of course, he had a claim, but he didn't have any coverage. And so when it came to my desk, I'm like, well, hold on. We don't have coverage here. And it started this whole huge debacle. It was like, okay, well, maybe it's the agent's commitment because they took that payment. And the policyholder was like, well, I made the payment. I thought I had coverage, and you are going to have to cover this. And this wasn't a small claim either, because this was with water damage coming in and doing some damage. Y'all know about that water damage that will come in. When you're dealing with water, those are the worst claims to me, those water claims. But anyways, and so it just went on for so long, all the back and forth. And I'm right there in the middle of it because it was my claim and I'm trying to handle it, but I can't handle it because I cannot make a decision on it because the policy was not in effect. All right. But that is something that went off my desk and went to someone else's desk. And trust me, when it left my desk, I was happy and I didn't even go back in to see what was going on. All right. Now, so with that being said, yes, they will send you that paperwork and let you know that they're no longer going to be able to insure you. So that's something in common that Lemonade have with the regular insurance companies. They do still have to use a independent or adjusters. I'm not going to say independent adjusters. They have to have humans, because only we're the only ones who have that touch or that voice or that compassion and sympathy to let the other human know we hear you, we understand, we've been there, or even giving them steps and tips on how, to get through this process. They can't fully take us away, not at this point. I know they're going to continue to increase the ability for AI to be more human, but right now it's not there, because Lemonade is still using humans, but we're only stepping in for them with complex cases and potential fraud. Now, I did let one of my friends know, who I normally work with on assignments, about Lemonade, and he's like, I'm going to apply to them. And sure enough, he got an appointment. He got an interview with them. It hasn't come up yet, so I'll definitely keep you informed on how that interview goes, because he's normally an independent adjuster. Now, with him applying to Lemonade, that let me know he's considering going staff, because we've had a lack of work, and it's just the truth. And we are in that period to where everyone is saying, well, the insurance companies are trying to get away from using adjusters, independent adjusters. But listen, if AI begin to get the capabilities that I think is going for, it's not going to be using too many regular staff adjusters. So staff adjusters also have to be able to read the room as well. And also agents want to read the room. Because if this company can build their technology around not using agents, how effective are agents? Would they want to, more companies will get on board to where they want to use that technology to where they can get that agent out the way. They can save money with that. That's what Lemonade do. Lemonade take the premium. They take 25% off that premium. That's for the company. Then they take the rest of the premium, pay claims, and then if there's anything left, they give that money to charity of their policyholder's choice. How about that? I'm telling you, agents need to read the room too, because this technology can also replace them. And I tell you what, if those big companies want to save a lot of money, they will definitely take those agents away. But agents are there, supposed to be the person, the policyholders person to go to advocate for them. That's what their agent is there for too. So that is just something. That's why I just wonder, well, who's advocating for Lemonade policyholders if they don't have an agent? Because they don't have one. That's something that they cut out. So that is an interesting thing as well, to try to figure out who's advocating for them. Well, I'm going to ask the question, are adjusters at risk? Lemonade model reduces the needs for adjusters, especially in simple claims. I had many simple claims that I was happy to have. Let me tell you guys, Lemonade is here. And Lemonade is making lemonade. And a lot of people are sipping on that drink. So I'm asking adjusters, agents, what do we do? Are we at risk? Is this the beginning of a shift away from traditional adjusters? Now, I did recently see a podcast. And the young lady came on. She said, yes, AI is here in the insurance world, in the adjusting world. And she said, adjusters, don't be alarmed. AI is not going to take your job. You're going to just have to learn to work with AI and do things differently. Now that let me know she's not reading the room, because nothing is safe. I'm quite sure those employees at the federal government thought they were safe too. Think about it. Anytime you hear about somebody got a government job, they can't just be fired from the government like that. Normally there's a process. That process is no longer. So you can't sit up here and tell me that AI is not going to replace a lot of our jobs. Because if AI is handling 90% of their claims, that means they have 10% that need to be handled by humans. And if they divide, they can definitely reduce staff like that. So I sort of beg to differ. I think we do have to read the room. And also I'm saying, well, how do we keep up with this? Is there some type of like certification that we need to get? AI certification to say we're certified with AI with handling claims, or how do we use AI to the best of our ability, or include it with what we do, and able to put it on our resume? I don't know yet. That is something that I'm definitely going to research because I want to know where my job went. So I'm asking you, are adjusters at risk? Are they shifting away from traditional adjusting? Please leave a comment. Let me know. Let me know, because Jim is paying these claims in 15 minutes. I've never really paid a claim in 15 minutes, I must say, unless it was just issuing another payment. But a brand new claim, I've never done it in 15 minutes unless it was a claim that was a withdrawal. And one other question I had too, while I'm talking about Jim. Do Jim take certification classes? Where's his licenses coming from? Is he just working up under the licenses of the founders of the company? Because, we have to go get continuing education. We have to renew our licenses every year. I know that Jim is AI. I guess he's all knowing. He don't have to go get recertifications and continuing education. I don't know, but that was a question I had. I said, does Jim actually have to go and take these courses? And I'm talking about Jim as if Jim is a real person, but Jim is artificial intelligence. I'm coming pretty darn close to a real person. And I'm going to tell you guys, in the future, very near, we're not going to be able to tell whether we're speaking with our artificial intelligence or a human being. I think that's coming. They're going to tweak it so good. So my question for you, adjusters, what do we do with this information I just gave you about Lemonade? And knowing that artificial intelligence isn't going anywhere, it is going to get better. How do we stay in the game? Are we at risk? Are they shifting away from traditional adjusters? Leave a comment. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to continue this conversation. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put on your notifications, because I want to dig deeper into this insurance world and the adjusting world. It's a large industry. It's just not about adjusting, because the insurance part of it affects the adjusters. So I'm here to open up the conversation for it all. Now, normally a part of our segment is who holds your next paycheck. In this segment, I'm going to tell you who holds your next paycheck right now. Staff holds your next paycheck. I have not gotten word of anyone else hiring at this time. Previously, Pilot had some positions opening with smaller companies. And I can tell you all, look at those smaller insurance companies. They are keeping their adjusters on longer. They really are. You don't have to always look at the bigger firms. Look at those smaller carriers, because the reason why I like Pilot and I like Crawford, I think they've stretched their net a little bit wider than what some companies have done. And with them stretching that net wider, they're able to keep more of their adjusters employed with a wider net. So definitely take a look at that, when you're looking for work. And like I said, if you want to go staff, definitely try staff. I believe staff is truly always hiring, but I can tell you AI is coming into play, but staff is still hiring. So just keep that in mind. Now, that is it for me today. I want you all to come in on the conversation. And also, again, I'm going to tell you to read the room. Read the room. Understand that our industry is not safe either. Our industry is taking shifts and turns to where we haven't seen before. Even managers don't know what to do, and they're scratching their heads too, not understanding what's happening. And I remember the firm I work with was like, well, we still have a contract with such and such. And I'm like, well, you can have a contract, but does that mean they actually have to bring you on board if they feel like their staff can handle the amount of claims they have? I feel that staff plus I think that do reduces the need for independent adjusters, and especially if their goal is to reduce the need for independent adjuster. I mean, they have it, especially with AI. You can also let me know if I'm over exaggerating, but I don't think I am. I do not think I'm over exaggerating. But let me know. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I'm coming back. Whether you do or not, I'm coming back. And I want you to join in on the conversation. Again, this is Conticia. This is unfiltered, unapologetic, and it's always beyond the claim. This is a big world of insurance, and we're going to bite this thing off like we're doing an elephant. You're going to take one chunk at a time, but we're going to get to know our industry. Bye for now.